The day after Thanksgiving, I woke up with a thought in my head, like my first conscious thought of the day. I'm still in bed, still half asleep, and it just pops into my head.
I have dreamed a dream, but now that dream is gone from me.
I have dreamed a dream, but now that dream is gone from me. Just like that. I saw and heard that in my head, that moment from The Matrix Reloaded when Morpheus is watching his ship burn up and he quotes the Bible, the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 3, I have dreamed a dream. Then he adds his own spin to it, but now that dream is gone from me. Lying there in bed the day after Thanksgiving, half awake, I was like, damn. That's a bold swing. I mean, the Matrix movies, all four of them are full of bold swings, but I've always found, and tell me if you feel this way too, whenever movies have a character quote something, the Bible, Shakespeare, a bit of poetry, whatever, it always takes me out of the story for a bit. It's like the writers are doubting themselves. So they throw in the words of a real writer to, class up the joint. I'm not throwing stones, don't get me wrong. If you've seen my other videos, you know I do exactly the same thing. The difference is I'm just me here. I'm just Scott. I'm not acting. And the quotes I choose apply directly to my real life. But Lawrence Fishburne, he doesn't own a hovercraft. He's not Morpheus. He's just Larry. And yet, he nailed that moment.
I dreamed a dream, but now that dream is gone from me.
I mean, that's why you hire Lawrence Fishburne to be in your movie, because when you throw him in front of a green screen and have him stand in front of Keanu Reeves and stare at a tennis ball while misquoting the Bible and looking devastated, Lawrence Fishburne delivers. But no sooner had I had that thought than another image of Lawrence Fishburne flashes into my head from Blackish, where he plays Pops, the coolest, most world-weary, don't give me no sass grandpa you'd ever want to meet. And he nails that too. And those two characters are kind of different. So I start thinking about more characters that he's played in his incredibly eclectic career. I'm sort of dream scrolling through his IMDb page. Boys in the Hood, Bad Company, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Apocalypse freaking Now. And I'm just having my own little Lawrence Fishburne appreciation party in my head. And it was precipitated by nothing. I don't even think I've seen him in anything for the last couple of months, maybe a year. So it just totally came out of nowhere. But that's not what's important. What's important is this. While I was thinking about all of this, the overwhelming feeling I had in that moment was gratitude. I was grateful for the actor and for all his work that I've had the privilege to enjoy these many years. And my mind was free.
Free your mind.
Okay, I didn't jump off a building, but what I did do was jump out of bed to start my day. And like I said, it was the day after Thanksgiving, which is always kinda weird. Because, is it a holiday? Should I already be in vacation mode? Or should I take advantage of the time and really, get some work done? Christmas is coming, that's not gonna pay for itself. Or should I use the time to catch up on some housework? Laundry's piling up. I think the last time I vacuumed was during the pandemic. I should probably do that again. Oh, maybe I could start an art project. You see where this is going. Even though I'd started the day with really benevolent feelings of gratitude, my mood quickly devolved and I rode the ADHD spiral all the way down into a state of depressive paralysis. I ate breakfast, did a couple crosswords, watched a few YouTube videos, looked at my to-do list, read a really interesting article in the New Yorker about how the Golden Girls changed the perception of what it means to get older in this country. And then, it was basically time for lunch. But unlike most Americans that day, we had no leftovers to pick from. In fact, the cupboards were kind of bare. So I told my wife, I'm going to go to Whole Foods and get us a couple snacks. But at Whole Foods, it was also weird. There was nobody there the day after a holiday. I mean, there were a few people there, but mostly I had the aisles to myself. So I took my time and kind of strolled through the store. No particular agenda except to find something to eat, but in no particular hurry. I just perused. I was a peruser with all the time in the world. And I find myself staring at this bottle of olive oil on the shelf for a long time, and I'm wondering how an olive gets to be extra virgin, because if a thing is virgin, it can't get more virgin, right? That doesn't make any sense. And just then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed there's another person in the aisle. And like I said, the store was practically deserted, so it gave me a bit of a start to notice another human person also perusing the aisle. It was an older guy, and he was checking out the spices, and I was suddenly aware that he'd been there a long time too. Probably wondering if allspice is made up of all the spices, or just like a few of them, because it's quite the misnomer if it's not made up of all the spices. And that's when everything stopped, and I just kind of floated for a moment, and I wasn't really in my body anymore, because the guy, the human person, the spice peruser, was Lawrence Fishburne. I know. What? I'll save you the suspense. I didn't talk to him. I mean, what was I going to say? Excuse me, but I thought of you in bed this morning. I just thought you should know. We crisscrossed each other in the aisles a few times. I caught his eye once and gave him a little smile and a nod. But yeah, that was it. I got my groceries and I went home. So now I'm home and I'm writing this script so I can tell you. And I have 3 more thoughts I want to share. Well, 3 options. 1, what happened was a massive coincidence. Crazy, but still within the mathematical realm of possibilities. I live in Hollywood, and he's a Hollywood movie star, so it was bound to happen, and there's no more to it than that. That's 1. 2, it was ESP. I'm psychic, and I predicted the encounter. Maybe because I was still halfway between sleep and awake, I was closer to those, unconscious abilities that my rational, skeptical, fuddy-duddy mind usually puts a kibosh on, and I was able to access my more mystical powers, my predictive abilities, like an oracle.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift, but it looks like you're waiting for something.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Or 3, I manifested it. I thought it. Him. Seeing him, the event of seeing him into existence. Think and Grow Rich, meet Think and Run into Lawrence Fishburne. I know, it's probably the coincidence one. But just because it's kind of fun to think about for a second, what if I did manifest it? How did I manifest it? Can I just wake up thinking about $1 million and then run into $1 million in the aisle at Whole Foods too? Maybe. Remember in the pilot episode of Friends when Ross is like, I just want to be married, and just then Rachel bursts through the doors of Central Perk in a wedding dress? And so, of course, Chandler's like,
and I just want $1 million.
Funny, right? But also, take a guess what the Friends were earning per episode during their final season.
$1 million.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I did manifest running into Lawrence Fishburne at Whole Foods, how did I do it? Like, what did I do right? I was calm. I didn't judge myself. I was full of gratitude. I focused on the thoughts I wanted to focus on with a sense of certainty and without fear, just because it pleased me to do so for a few minutes. And then I got up and went about my day and let whatever was going to happen. Maybe that's what I got right. Maybe that's the secret. Anyway, I'll be trying that again. Maybe you can too. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you in the next one.